breaks my heart how beautiful this place is. Everyone, today, I mean next year, everyone, you should come to this place. It's the beautifulest place.
This is a nice path, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some rabbits across there on the grass.
Never stop.
Do you want to stop and have a little bite to eat though, or just keep going?
Just keep going. That's what I would always do. I would just keep going. Whew.
So we're headed off up there. What do you think of that, Ollie?
It's that thing over there.
It is that thing over there, you're right. And then that one's the one you can just see
Wow.
behind it in the background there.
That is impressive,
I had to
isn't
go
it?
quite quickly because we didn't have very long, but we just sat up there and made the painting.
Well, hello. I thought we'd take a bit of a different angle on today's video. No Wainwrights, no Lake District, no wild camps, no ridiculously difficult challenges, or are there? We've taken today at a bit of a slower pace. Just show you a little bit around. Probably picked the worst spot for the last 3 hours to show you, but yeah, so we've decided that we've potentially got an idea in mind, a long distance walk, something like the, dare I say it, coast to coast with him. Anyway, the idea has been planted in my head and it's like an itch I just need to scratch. So I suggested to him that it might be on the cards, and he was, as you can imagine, well up for it. But I thought, well, we can't just go at it. We've done plenty of difficult walks in the lakes, quite long distances, I suppose. We did one that was 12.5 miles over 2 days. But I thought, no, has he got the stamina to walk 15-mile days? Obviously that's a big unknown. So today's been about, we've actually done a section of the Cleveland Way. It's a bit closer to home, not particularly undulating, and we've decided to do the section from, that was well timed, from Saltburn up to Runswick Bay. Day 4 I think it is, classed as. And I'm not exactly sure what the GPS or the GPX file says, but it's 12 to 13 miles, something like that. He said he wanted to do 15. So I said, well, I'm sure we could do an extra couple of miles at the end if you want to. Don't know why he wanted to do 15. Probably something I said. But anyway, he's here. We've had an absolutely gorgeous day for it. Not too hot, not too cold. Bit blowy at the beginning, but nothing major. And we are now, as that sign just said, heading into Runswick Bay. having done, I think, about 12 to date. I'll just show you where he is. He's knackered, but he's still going. He hasn't moaned. He hasn't stopped. So the pace has obviously slowed right up the last 2 miles or so. But if we don't do the coast to coast, which I'm sure we probably won't, this could be right up there.
Wait, is it? Where does that bring you to?
I was right. It is a railway line.
Yes. Alright.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Well, there's no train.
Not yet. What's this thing, Ollie? Should we go and have a look? Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. How many miles do you think it'll be at?
About 1.5.
No, I think it'll
It's a squid. That one in your hand.
What?
I think that's a squid.
This one.
No, the long spiky one.
What do you think this one is?
That's a pigeon.
This one's squid.
Squid, I think, yeah. Well, we're about 2.5 to 3 miles in, showing absolutely no signs of wavering at the minute. Just chatting, and it looks like we have to go down, or do we? Looks like we have to go down onto the beach here, maybe. Just check the map. Yes, Cleveland Way, sure enough. Ollie, we have to go down onto the beach, so we probably will get to see all those people. Looks like some of those rocks might have fallen already. Although I don't think they came from up there.
That gives them 90 rock, actually. That actually gives them 90 rock.
What's this place called? Skinny Grove Beach. 95 rock?
Today,
Yeah.
101. Today, 401 people.
We haven't seen them yet though.
We have. We can still see them. So I'm going to count it from here, Daddy. Here is my secret lab, but you were only allowed to see it. Nobody else will think.
Oh well, I'll know it's there for next time.
But nobody else will think that.
Do you know the beauty of this? I don't even really have to entertain him. He's got his own little game going on. This is about the 4th or 5th reincarnation of the similar type of game. Obviously I like chatting. Show a bit of interest from time to time, but most of the time he's just happy to just plod on.
Oh, Daddy. On the 60th mile, when there was 210 miles left, I said, do you want some water? He said, I don't like water. And I was like, to my son, there, him, when he was 15, now he's 17, I said, 2 years ago, he was on the 270 walk, now he's there as well. Can't believe how good childs are at mountains, even though they're younger than grown-ups. Not a lot of grown-ups bring their childs up mountains, do they? Because they think it's too dangerous. But we don't think it's too dangerous. We take them up mountains.
Well, I didn't actually stay there and hover around because people were getting out of the car, but if that's not one of the most picturesque cottages in the country, then I don't know what is. This is like their back garden. Gorgeous.
There's a little sneaky shop on this walk in Spain because there's loads of shops in Spain. So I might go down to the shop and get some more drinks. For my son, it doesn't have to be for me, I've got enough. But we'll just do it for my son. lot of them come to Africa actually, but some come to the United Kingdom. There's oranges.
Keep away from that side, Ollie.
Some oranges are from Spain.
It appear that we've landed on the surface of the moon. That's what it looks like down there. Such a varied landscape on this stretch. I know you can see sea as far as the eye can see, but gauze and oilseed rape and stuff, but the variety in the rest of it is pretty spectacular, really. Little quarry down the bottom, wasn't expecting to see that. It's quite nice actually when you don't plan a walk and you just rock up, because if I'd have done my research I would have been like, well, I knew that was coming, I knew that was next. It's quite nice not to know. He's just motoring on as usual, jibbering jabbering away to himself. I think we've moved on to wars, civil wars now. That was the latest hot topic. I think we're about six miles in. I don't know how far we've got to go, but like I said earlier on, I don't know whether it's going to be me that struggles to get to the end or him. The way things are looking, I think he's odds on to get there first. Well, we've just sat down for a bite to eat. Lunch, 3:30. Could have picked a worse spot, couldn't we, Ollie? In fact, I say that this is probably the worst spot we've had view-wise all day. That's how gorgeous it's been. Still pretty decent, though, isn't it?
It's the worst spot because it's very down, but I think it's the beautifulest place we've been.
So yeah, they've all been beautiful, and I think this is one of the least beautiful, but still lovely, though, isn't it?
How many stops have we had, do you think?
That was our second.
Yeah, but I think it's the second. It's the last one today.
Are we going to crack on to the next town?
Yeah, because those people.
Oh,
That
is a long way down.
I was lucky because that didn't happen to me. So I was lucky. What is that thing over there?
Do you know? Let's go and check it out. I think it's just a little sign.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That is a sign, is it?
Right, I can see Staithes.
What's Staithes?
That town down there in the distance. It's nothing, Ollie. It's an old sign. There's nothing on it. But that village down there, that little town, is called Staithes.
Yeah.
And when we get to Staithes, we've got 4 miles left.
Yes! When we get to Staithes, we've got 4 miles left. Yes!
Having a good time, cows?
Moo!
We're now just approaching the village of Staithes, which is our first sight of anything meaningful in a few hours. And I think it's about 8 miles in. So we'll probably have a little rest there, maybe a cup of tea or something. I'll see how he feels. If he wants to just crack on, we'll just crack on. We've got 4 miles after that, so this is 2/3 distance. He's still just plodding on, aren't you? Are you having a good time still?
Yeah.
Not exactly the same one.
No, but you've still got a black bit at the top.
Yeah, I have.
But we've got a different bit than yours has. But we've both got black at the top. We're at the end of Spain. So, beautiful water in there.
This is another lovely alternative to Whitby and Robin Hood's Bay and stuff. Gorgeous, absolutely lush.
Our family hates moss. We die if we go moss in the city, so. But we don't know if we just go. How many 4 miles have we over done?
About half a mile. Well, that was an absolutely gorgeous little place. If it wasn't for the fact I had to drive home, Could have quite happily sat and supped a few there in the sun. Yeah?
In fact, I might come here next week.
You might come here next week, might you?
No, I mean next year. It breaks my heart how beautiful this place is. Everyone, today, I mean next year, everyone, you should come to this place. It's the beautifulest place.
In the whole world?
No, I mean, not in the whole world, but in the whole of England. I mean, no, actually the hottest in the best place, beautifulest place in the whole of the United Kingdom. I love it.
Well, it's quite an accolade there.
The second study, beautifulest thing in the United Kingdom, is in Wales.
All right, what?
The big humpback whale, of course.
How silly of me not to know that.
In Wales, there's a big humpback whales. There's humpback whales there.
Right, the next place we're going to is Port Mulgrave.
What's that?
1 mile up here. Port Mulgrave.
What was that before?
We're about 9 miles in, Ollie.
So the 4 miles?
About that, yeah.
We're going to do it 15, Daddy. I want to do 15.
You still want to do 15?
Yes, but can I do another 6? Instead of just doing the 4.
Yeah, if you want to.
Instead of
That's
5,
where we've just been.
15.
It's a gorgeous little place. You just said it was your favourite place in the whole world, didn't you?
No, I said it's the beautifulest place.
Oh, one of the beautifulest places.
No, it's the beautifulest place in the whole of the United Kingdom, not the...
Right, I think he's starting to flag a bit. And I don't know whether we're doing the right thing. I mean, he's not on his knees or anything, but he's not quite as flamboyant as he was, say, an hour ago. So we'll have to keep this under wraps. There's an option in a mile for a little town, so port something. So maybe we may have to wrap it up there, we'll see. But he's adamant he's doing another 6. We'll see. Guess a country where I was born, he said. It's in Australasia, he said. Fiji. Nope. Tonga. Nope. New Zealand. Nope. Come on then, Ollie, you're going to have to tell me where it is. India? That's not in Australasia.
I know! It's in Asia, I know that.
Oh. What chance have you got playing games when you got the wrong answers? Give us your jumper then. I just asked him if he was wanted to put his jumper on because the wind was getting up. To which I got the response, nope, I want to take it off. It's not cold, like, I've got to be honest, but it was starting to get a bit fresh. I don't know whether we're going to make it. Got to be honest. It's when we get to this next little village, it's 3 miles left. Has he got 3 miles in him? I don't think he has, but you never know. He does surprise me from time to time. Well, more often than not, actually. So maybe if he can see the end in sight, maybe. But he's done incredibly well. He's not moaned once today. He's just jibbered and jabbered, talked to people. It's just been perfect. But yeah, I do think he's finding it a bit tough now.
Me. I'm just going to run about 22 miles an hour.
Okay.
Or I might even go
Just
90. Can I have the pole back?
Mm-hmm.
And a bit Mongolia. Daddy, there's a traffic jam.
Well, we'll have to move through it because otherwise we'll never get to where we need to get to. So we had a little bit of good news back there. because he is starting to flag. All right. I thought we got to this little place called Port Mulgrave, which I thought there was 3 miles left from there. So I told him how far we had to go, and he was thinking about it. Anyway, got to this sign, and it said Runswick Bay 2 miles, of which we've already done probably half a mile, maybe not quite half a mile. So I think we're going to do it. It won't be the 15 that he's got in his mind, but I don't think that was ever going to happen. Oh, just another corner to turn around, another beauteous corner. But it's probably going to be 12.5, something like that. So that'll be still a cracking effort. And there's been some undulation, not a lot to be honest, but it's been up and down the headlands. And
How many have we gone?
this is just what you need after 11 and a bit miles, isn't it?
Yep.
A nice steep climb up
10 and a bit miles.
Oops.
How many miles now?
Oh, I don't know.
Should we just sit in this little bit?
No, because it'll be full of ants and other types of things that bite you. 1, 2, 3. Oh man. You little tinker. The red flag song.
Daddy, can I do that song?
Do you want me to film me doing it?
Yeah.
Right, I'll tell you what, I'll get in front of you a little bit.
No, you have to be.
Well, then you sing it now. 1, 2, 3. While he's doing all this nonsense. That must be Runswick Bay down there. A couple of boats in the bay. So we're on the final. By the way, how lush is this? If we don't end up doing the coast to coast, I am seriously considering doing this Cleveland way. Because if every day is even half as good as this day, it'll be a real treat. And I know the bit around Helmsley and stuff will probably be lush. You need the pole.
Yes. I see the more people.
Okay.
209.
I think, to be honest, on a more realistic note, something like, I mean, it's 109 miles this one, but it's got to be flatter. The profile's got to be flatter generally, more manageable, plus the 80 odd miles shorter. But then obviously the other one that springs to mind that makes even more sense is the Cumbria way, 70 miles. If he does 8, 9, 10 miles a day, a week, that's where the smart money is, I guess. And I suppose head's got a real heart at the end of the day, but do you know what? He's absolutely smashed today. He's tired now. There's absolutely no two ways about it. But he's still not moaning. He slows down a couple of times, and he hasn't even really stopped. Like, you know, just when you sit down, when the kids have enough and just sit down and say, right, that's it. Hasn't done that. He said a couple of times, I don't know if I can do any more. I think in the back of his mind he knows that this challenge has been set and he's determined that he's going to do it. And I think that's kind of seen him through. But yeah, coast to coast. I know I'm doing it more for me, really. I think that's probably what it boils down to. And I do think he can. And I think it would be an absolutely incredible achievement if he could say that at 5 years old he walked the entire length or the entire width of the country. I think that the answer is probably to do another couple of these sorts of days. Can you have a little stop? Yeah, of course you can, yeah. To eat something, yeah? Do you want another one of those apple biscuits?